During the Pacific War, the Empire of Japan had developed and produced a wide variety of armored fighting vehicles ranging from light tankettes to experimental super-heavy tanks, most of which were late war developments with only one or two prototypes built with more that never left the drawing board and planing stage. They even developed several amphibious tanks. However, with the war going poorly and its access to vital material and resources cut off, combined with the loss of much of its industrial infrastructure, many of Japan's projects that would have met the challenge posed by Allied armor were unable to be produced in number or produce at all. Eventually, Japan was forced to surrender on August 15, 1945, following the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. With that all-tank, weapon development and construction was halted and prohibited under the Constitution of Japan 1946, Japan's new constitution denouncing war, depriving itself of a military. In the place of its past military, a small national police force was formed. The main task of the police force was to provide domestic security and handle crime while it relied on the U.S. for protection from outside aggression. But in the years following the war, tensions were on the rise in Europe and Asia due to the Cold War, prompting Japan to bring into question its decision to deprive itself of a military. This was only intensified in 1950 when most of the occupying U.S. troops were sent to Korea during the Korean War, which was basically leaving Japan defenseless. Japan in turn, with encouragement from the U.S., set up the National Police Reserve, which consisted of 75,000 men, some of which were former soldiers in the Imperial Japanese Army or Navy and equipped with World War II weapons and vehicles lent by the U.S. In 1952, the NPR was renamed the National Safety Force, and then finally, with the 1954 Self-Defense Force Act, it became the Japan Ground Self-Defense Force, the de facto military of Japan.